All right, so I am at my last stop for the day. I'm just handling a little bit of business here. Before I go in, I want to just take a quick talk to just kind of point out something about what I just watched. Not a big fan of Amazing Lucas. Like a lot of these so-called black conservatives, where some of his points might hold merit, I think sometimes he paints a too broad of stroke. Uh, I guess it's kind of the I guess the weakness of having an internet platform where you can't actually be challenged in the moment. Um, and I do not think this is not hate on Amazing Lucas. I see where his thought process is going, but I feel like there are times, a lot of the time, his arguments definitely get filled with a lot of, I don't want to say fallacious arguments. It's just the connections are made that are too broad of stroke and don't really take into consideration actual facts and actual data or a mischaracterization of said data before the opinion is made. Again, that's just looking at what the data says. It might be a mischaracterization of what the data says and then coming to that opinion. Not faulting him for being a black conservative. I myself, I don't know if I consider myself liberal or conservative. I think I'm more fiscally conservative, maybe more socially liberal. I don't know. Kind of fall somewhere in between, but we'll see. So that remains to be said. All right, we'll check it out. Grab some promotional stuff here. So pointing out the Candice Owens thing, and I'm glad to see a conservative point out the fact that Candice Owens is a joke. She's a joke. Point blank, period, the end. Watch any interview she's had. I mean, I tried to stomach the 2-hour one with Russell Brand, and I figured midway through that video that I'm no longer going to click on videos that are her actual that are actual interviews with her, because I don't think that she really deserves to be interviewed for anything. That's my personal opinion. Disagree with it if you want, but I don't think she does, because she's not smart. Well, let me stop. Pause. Go back. Go back, Jay. Go back, Jay. It's not that she's not smart. Her arguments hold literally no weight whatsoever. Her arguments are so fallacious that they borderline on hilarity. If you ever watch one of her videos, please just don't just let. Yeah, that's the problem. A lot of hosts just let her speak. Even Russell Brand did a little bit. Joe Rogan definitely did. But even then, he tried to challenge her, and it's just like you get stuck in a stupid circle because none of that stuff makes sense. I'm gonna get some chocolates for this lady here. A gift. So anyway, the thing about Candice Owens, please, if you once you get you only got to watch one video to get an idea what Candice Owens is all about. But she's a fraud. If you follow her history, she's a fraud. If you break down the stuff that she says, none of it actually makes any sense. It doesn't make any sense. And it's not based in reality at all. It's clearly she's being paid to promote a talking point, which is factual. And I know it's kind of a follow-up to the who's not invited to the barbecue. It's not about her stance politically, because I actually would love to have a conversation with Amazing Lucas. I think that discussing the facts behind an argument, I feel like based on his videos, he is be willing to do and actually have an actual discussion. Because I don't disagree fundamentally with some things that he says, while I disagree with some other things fundamentally. The reason why I agree or disagree is different. I try to base those in as much fact as I can, and also be intellectually honest when the facts that I'm basing that opinion on, whether right, wrong, or otherwise, be honest about the fact that I either mischaracterized the facts or didn't know the facts as they were to begin with. But Candace, on the other hand, literally disregards all fact, and it's all talking point. And if you ever wonder what her next talking point is going to be, but she has her baseline, which is deride the black community, which deride the black community as victims. Now, have I interviewed every black person? Sure haven't. I don't honestly have yet to interview a black person that has blamed a white person for anything. But pointing out systemic racism does not make you a victim. It does not mean you're playing the victim, the oppression Olympics. That talking point is stupid, and actually it has its root in actual white supremacy. And I don't mean a white person saying something bad about black people. I mean actual Nazis. That is stuff that Nazis actually say. That neo-Nazis and Klans, if you go to a Klan rally, her talking points literally come straight out of a Klan rally. And if you think I'm joking, go to the South, find a Klan rally, and just listen. I lived in the South. I've heard what neo-Nazis say because I went to school with them, and I learned real early what their talking points are. I literally grew up with those talking points barraged at me in a neighborhood where I was actually one of the poor ones, which would just make me middle class now. My parents split up. I was living basically the same lifestyle I live right now, which made me technically poor by comparison. The gap in wealth where I lived in Georgia, in East Cobb County, was quite large. And there was a minority of people that lived on my level, and the majority of the people lived on a much higher level or higher than that. But those kids that would wear the neo-Nazi shirts and the Klan shirts to school, that's the type of stuff that they would say in auto mechanics class or in the hallway or while they're beating your ass in the hallway. So Candice Owens is a joke. And again, now it's great to see people start to point out the fact that she's a joke just based on her red-pilled black, which is also stupid. Like that's not a thing. But the just pointing out the fact that she's just a fraud in general. But I welcome anybody to actually have an actual debate and pick apart her argument. Like, let her speak for about 5 minutes and have someone take notes and then pause for a moment and research the stuff that came out of her mouth, and you will find that it is complete and utter nonsense because she doesn't know what she's talking about, and that's not what she's there for. She is an operative for the malicious right. That's the best way I can describe it. That's not a thing. I just made that word up as far as malicious right. Just put that together because that's what they're there for. They're just there to antagonize. Turning Point is a joke. She's a joke. Thank you, Amazing Lucas, for pointing out how she's a joke. We just got to take that a step further so people like that don't confuse black conservatism with pandering to Nazis. Anyway, that's all I got to say on that.